For over 100 years, taking a picture meant creating a single, absolute version of reality. A moment in time was captured, locked into place, and handed down as an unchanging file. Every person who looked at that file saw the exact same visual data, the same background, the same subjects, the same innocent bystanders caught in the frame. It was an objective record, identical for everyone who accessed it. If you wanted to protect someone's identity in that historical record, you had to permanently damage the image. You covered faces with heavy black boxes or applied dense blur effects, destroying the visual quality to preserve anonymity. That rigid, static file model breaks down entirely when we require nuanced, non-destructive ways to protect people in public spaces. We are entering an era where cameras are constantly on, integrated into sleek eyewear that looks exactly like standard glasses. A continuous, invisible web of lenses is blending seamlessly into the environment around us. This creates an immediate friction. We have a natural human desire to document our daily lives, but that drive collides directly with the human right to maintain privacy. The risk of accidental surveillance scales rapidly. People simply walking down the street or sitting in a cafe become unwilling subjects in a constant, unconsenting stream of media capture. If an image remains a permanently open record for anyone to view, these wearable devices will quickly become socially unacceptable. The underlying mechanics of visual media have to evolve to survive. To support modern hardware without violating public trust, a photograph needs to transition from a static file into a smart, context-aware digital experience. This viewer-specific rendering diagram shows a single media file altering reality based on the viewer. A family member sees an unfiltered photo, while a stranger receives a heavily redacted version. The image constantly evaluates active permissions, environmental context, and verified user identity. Visual media operates as a tightly controlled, personalized experience. What one person sees is completely disconnected from what another person sees. This dynamic control requires a cleaner execution than traditional censoring. We have to eliminate the ugly visual artifacts of the past, like heavy pixelation and solid black bars, which immediately signal that something is being hidden. When a bystander needs to be hidden, the system uses AI in painting. It identifies the individual, dissolves them entirely from the frame, and uses surrounding visual context to logically reconstruct the missing environment of trees and grass. The authorized viewer gets a piece of media that remains pristine, highly realistic, and fully useful, without exposing the identity of the person who was removed. This intelligence is embedded deeply into the file. The rules apply from the very first millisecond the sensor captures light, persisting through local storage, through cloud transit, and every subsequent viewing event. By pairing naturalistic AI reconstruction with continuous lifecycle rules, the old trade-off disappears. You preserve perfect visual clarity while maintaining total data security. Applying this framework allows us to preserve human dignity in high-traffic spaces. Public areas like clinics and waiting rooms can remain secure without compromising the people seeking care inside them. Parents can record their kids at a crowded playground, capturing authentic memories. The camera automatically protects the other children running through the frame, preventing any unintentional exposure. In a corporate or healthcare setting, security teams can monitor active workplace operations. Confidential documents and unconsenting staff identities are concealed, yet the spatial utility of the footage remains fully intact for safety analysis. This brokers a workable societal contract. We can satisfy the human drive to document reality while strictly enforcing the boundaries of public respect. We are moving rapidly toward a world where recording hardware is entirely invisible. Lenses will be built into everyday apparel, making capture inescapable. A society filled with ubiquitous lenses can only function safely if the cameras themselves are intrinsically aware of permissions. The hardware must know what it is allowed to show, and to whom. The definition of a photograph transitions away from capturing a singular, absolute truth. Instead, it becomes the generation of an intelligent, subjective reality tailored to the person looking at it. Forcing the image to adapt to the viewer secures our visual culture. The technology continues to capture the world, but it explicitly respects the people living within it.